All right, guys. Let me go ahead and give you my final thoughts before this fight happens tomorrow. Happens on Saturday. Cris Cyborg versus Larissa Pacheco. Folks, there's gonna be one violent fight, and I say this, but I have to tell y'all, I think Cris Cyborg completely abuses Larissa Pacheco. Larissa has evolved as a fighter. Definitely has evolved. I just think Cris Cyborg's evolution is sick right now. It's real sick. People are saying Cris Cyborg is 39 years old, okay? She's 39 years old. This is not the Cris of old. Larissa Pacheco is a young gun, you know. Cris Cyborg can't deal with the size of Pacheco. Cris Cyborg can't do this, can't do that. Look, here's the thing. Cris Cyborg, in her 20-plus year career, she's not taking a lot of punishment. Think about it. She's not taking a lot of punishment. She ain't been hitting the head multiple times. Cris Cyborg been the one knocking people out most of her career. The most damage that she took in her career was when she fought Amanda Nunes. That's the most. Okay, and Felicia Spencer gave her a cut on the forehead. Folks, that's about it. That's about it. And she got in a really crazy Muay Thai fight with Jarena Jojo Bars. She took some punishment in that fight. But guys, you look at her 20-plus fight career, and then all the underground fights that Cris Cyborg done had, she's not taking a lot of damage. And that plays into longevity in the sport. You see, people have a thing with defense, you know. They find it boring. They find fighters like Tanisha Tennant, they find fighters like Valentina, you know, they find them boring. Because they're defensive, they don't take a lot of punishment. But I call that a smart business move. It's called longevity. It's called longevity. And those fighters, you can see why they're still around. They're defensive. When you walk straight into punches, your career don't last long. And there are some fighters right now whose careers, they're ending prematurely. They're beginning to end. You can see the unraveling of their career. Like, for example, Jessica Andrade. I think the walls are closing in on Jessica Andrade. I think Jessica Andrade damn near done. She done got punched so much. And I like Juliana Pena, but you can see that the chin on Juliana Pena, that chin's starting to go. It's starting to go. Like, she getting dropped. When she got dropped by Rocky, I knew then and there that her chin has been affected. Okay? Like, they don't fight very defensively. They fight offensively. They leave their chin out. They leave the chin out there so it can get touched all the time. So Cris Cyborg ain't had those problems. You know, Cris has been an aggressive fighter, but she's been landing knockouts. Cris has been a pretty proficient striker. Okay? And Cris also has defense. She knows how to move her head. Her boxing has gotten better. You know, I've seen Cris counter and move her head. I've seen Cris Cyborg slip punches. I've just seen that Cris has gone the extra mile to try to be the best fighter that she could. You know, she even went, with sparring sessions with Carissa Shields. You know, who gonna do that? And Cyborg, knowing that she completely outmatched in the boxing department. But, okay, she went in there and sparred with her. Went in there to try to sharpen her skill set. That's what she did. Like, she's willing to go around and learn from all these different people. Even people that's whooped up, she beat their ass. In her mind, she can learn something from everybody, okay? That's it. Cris can learn something from everybody. And I think that's kind of profound at a fighter of her level, which to me, she should be teaching all these people, but she's humble enough to understand that, hey, you have something that I can use for my own game. Could you show me? That's crazy. I just don't think Pacheco has done that kind of legwork. I don't think Pacheco has really pushed that needle to try to evolve those skills. Okay, and she's evolved, but Cris Cyborg just took it to whole other levels. She got outside her comfort zone. See, fighters like Pacheco and Andrade, they never leave their comfort zone. They never leave it. They stay in that same comfort zone, with the same group of trainers. Most of the time, they're sparring with the same fighters. Cris Cyborg has sharpened that tool set. I just see a skill gap, a heavy skill gap between Pacheco and Cyborg, and I think Cyborg gonna get the KO. I think Cyborg probably will get the KO or the submission. And You know, Cris, the later stages of her career, she's doing a lot more wrestling. She's doing a lot more rolling. She's doing a lot more grappling. Like, Cris understands the assignment. Look, I'm almost 40. Okay? Taking those illicit shots to the face is not conducive anymore for my longevity, my long-term health. Cris understands the assignment. She's pretty much, she's doing a whole lot more of wrestling and grappling and using that jiu-jitsu. Cris hadn't been too long, got her black belt. Like, she's using these skill sets now. She's not just a striker that's going to maul you to death. She's using these skill sets. She's taking her time. She's surgically, dissecting her opponents and breaking them down. I don't see Pacheco doing that too much. Okay, I don't see... Pacheco was patient this time with Kayla Harrison. She's very, very patient. But I didn't see Pacheco trying to break Kayla down. I didn't see that. Pacheco, to me, she's not reckless. She's a bit impatient. And I think Cris Cyborg is more patient. I just think Cris has done enough to this point to understand what's going on. Okay? People saying Pacheco's bigger and stronger. I disagree. I think Cris Cyborg is a stronger fighter. And you're going to see, because Cris Cyborg at the press conference, she looked pretty big. I mean, she looked big, like she got a muscular physique under that. Okay? I mean, we'll see. We'll see during the weigh-ins. Okay? We'll see during the weigh-ins tomorrow. Like, Cris Cyborg looks like she's in immaculate shape. Fortunately for Larissa Pacheco, okay, we'll find out. We'll find out. I just think fighting Kayla Harrison and fighting Cyborg, I think that's different. And I think Cyborg is going to win this fight. And I think Cyborg is going to win it by knockout or either win it by submission. I don't think he goes to the judges' scorecard.